Welcome to the Alternative Facts Podcast with Sir.
And your boy, Ray. And we got another special guest today. We got my boy, T.O., Tom Oberfoell.
Hello. Thanks for having me on the show.
You're welcome. I definitely want to start off by saying he is definitely probably my top 5 favorite white guys.
I'm glad he threw white in there so everyone knows who I am right off the bat.
Oh, yeah.
The old white dude.
Well, they can hear it. So
they can hear it.
Yeah, they can hear it. I don't even got to.
I nunce my words. Is that what you're saying?
Hey, a little bit of that, too, because I don't. So you got to do it for both of us.
Works for me.
So, what are we doing today? How your day going?
My day's going well. Apparently, we're going to be talking about subjects on finance and budgets and hopefully a little bit on debt and some Aaron Hernandez.
Well, we talk about everything. We just hold conversation. Wherever the conversation take us. So that's what we do.
Works for me.
So if I had to name my top 5 white guys in order, probably Tom Hanks. Let me see. Peyton Manning had to be on there for sure.
You know 2 white guys?
I don't know why Peyton Manning on there. But I'm going to have to throw, they don't got no top 5 white guys. That's crazy.
You got to make up one then.
I gave you my top 5 black people. I don't know 5 black people.
I don't know if I need that or not for sure.
Top 5 white guys. Dang, ain't nothing coming.
Like I was saying, Tom Brady. I'm sorry. Oh, no, not Tom Brady. Tom Oberfoell. There we go. I like 2 Toms.
Above Warren Buffett?
Yeah, I'm cool on him. Yeah.
Richest man in the United States?
He's not giving no black people no money.
That's not true.
Do you know that for a fact?
Sure.
Can you name one by name?
I know his son and him have an adventure overseas, and they're trying to create farming for people that don't have as much money and the resources.
And where is this at?
All over the world.
Well, we need it here.
Oh, in the United States?
No, in Cincinnati.
Oh, definitely in Cincinnati.
Like, we broke, baby. I need it all.
Not everybody's broke. Broke is a state of mind.
70% of people.
I don't think it's that high.
Yes, it is. If you live paycheck to paycheck, you broke.
Well, then it's probably 90% of people are broke.
No, last time I seen it was, 71%? Last time I looked.
That's a lot of people broke.
Yeah, that's everybody. Everybody I come across. Like, if I'm just driving on the road, I'd be like, man, I wanted that car paid off. I'd be like, nope, not paid off, not paid off.
Oh, all the time. I would say 90% of the people driving cars don't have them paid for.
No, bad.
It may be even higher than that.
Let me just point out that mine is paid off, so we'll put that out there. And all credit goes to Tom. That's why I brought him here, because he helped me get myself on the right foot. He actually was the man I was referring to in the first podcast when I told y'all that he was the person that helped me get my life together financially. So I had to bring him on so he can help the people that's listening also get on theirs financially as well.
I would say that, like cars today, eventually everybody in the United States is basically going to have a car payment, which I don't agree with at all. Like, I have a car payment myself, but I pay a car payment to myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I don't pay a bank. I don't pay a financial institution. I pay myself, and then when I need to have a different vehicle, I just take money out of my savings for my vehicle account, and I just go buy a car.
So for the people that's listening, so how much money would you say that you would put in for a car?
So how much money should I spend on a car?
Yes.
So that varies. It all comes back to how much money you make. So if you make, I say anything that you have that has a motor in it should only be 50% of your total income, yearly income. So if I make, for easy numbers, if I make $100,000 a year, my total vehicles should not have more than $50,000 in them. Does that make sense?
So are you talking about like total what you put into it, or just how much you're going to buy?
How much you would spend on, like, so if I had a motorcycle, a car, and a truck, and I made $100,000, all 3 of those vehicles should not come up to a total of $50,000.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Okay.
So what if someone needed a car and they didn't have one? So let's say somebody not really making a lot of money, maybe making like minimum wage.
Well, then that comes back to, first you have to have a written budget. If you don't have a budget, you're never going to be successful with money. That's a fact. That's not an opinion. And I think you guys would agree with me on that.
Yeah.
Because you don't know where your money's going. And then people say, well, I don't really need a budget. I kind of understand. And I tell them, well, next time you get in your car, put a sticky note over your gas tank. It tells you when you're full and empty, and just drive around, because that's basically what you're doing. because you have no direct, you have no idea how much you have in there. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, 'cause I wasted a lot of money over the years.
Oh, of course.
And don't have nothing to show for it. I'm like, man, what the fuck I do with all that money?
Well, but now it's not too late. It's never too late to move forward with your life, especially with finances. And I tell people, if you don't have a direction, and I tell you, okay, give an example. If I said, hey, Ray, we're going to go see the Boston Celtics. We're going to go to Boston and watch the basketball game, right?
Yep.
Would you get in the car and just drive?
No.
Right. You wouldn't know where the hell you're going.
Yeah.
But people do it with money all the time. They say, well, I make this much money. Well, how much are you paying in rent? How much are you paying in mortgage? How much is your electric bill? How much are you saving for retirement? They have no clue.
Well, but that's how we raised.
Right.
That's
but,
how we raised.
Right.
It's
but
like normal.
Most people are raised that way. And I wasn't raised in that same state of mind. My parents said, if we don't have the money for it, we don't buy it. That's just flat out. Like we didn't have car payments. We didn't buy TVs on credit. We bought them. If we didn't have the money, we never bought them. We did without.
With us. We bought. We cashing out.
Right.
We need it. We
Well,
need it now.
That's the thing. That's today's. I think the millennials. And you guys fall under that category, and I'm more of a, I guess I consider Generation X.
I say Generation X in there too.
Well,
Don't put it all on us.
No, and what I'm saying by that, there's a difference. Millennials, I call them, to our friend rest in peace, as Keith Jones called it, the microwave generation. They want everything now. They won't even put it in the oven to warm it up. They want it in the microwave and done now.
I try to tell people you gotta have patience.
That's the biggest thing.
That's why I'm learning now. Like patience. Everything gonna come. You don't need it now. Because once you get it now, then you look back like, okay, when something else come up, you don't have it. You don't have what you really need it for.
And do you really need those things? A lot of times we buy things, and after you buy it, you're like, did I really need that?
See, but especially in the black community, a lot of things that we buy tend to be the things that we weren't able to afford when we didn't have money.
Instant gratification.
And or sometimes we do it in a sense of just to make us feel better. It ain't just black people; it's also other races. But I tend to find us doing that the most.
I would agree with you. And on that note, you've talked about it. People that once they have some money and they didn't have it before, it's gone, right?
Them the worst.
Right, and it's not the people that get money quickly and they don't have a plan on how to be successful, like basketball players, NBA basketball players. All the people. Basketball and NFL are made up of young kids that a lot of them came from people like generations of not having money, right?
Yeah.
So once they get a little bit of money, they spend it. And it's a shame on the NBA and a shame on the NFL for not being there for those people.
They got. I thought they had like programs now. Like
It's getting better.
Through.
It's getting better. But do you know what? If you guys had to guess what the percentage of those people end up bankrupt, if you had to guess.
If I guess, I would say 43%.
70% of NFL and NBA players end up bankrupt within 5 years of retirement.
So what you tell me? I need to become an agent.
Well,
take their money.
you need to be a life coach. You could be a life coach for those guys because they don't understand. They go to college. A lot of them don't go to college and say, hey, when I'm younger, I want to go to college and go, I want to play at Alabama. They don't have the goal to play in Alabama. They have a goal to play in the NFL.
Yeah.
So once they get that money, they don't have anybody telling them what to do with that money.
But once you try to life coach somebody, like a lot of people don't want to listen. A lot of people, once you start, like, in my experience, I'm like, oh, yeah, that ain't a good idea. You should do it this way. They be like, no, that's stupid.
Right. But also,
then they shoot it down.
Also,
they don't want to listen.
Let's say I was, someone that played in the NFL, like Eddie George, right? If I was Eddie George and I came to a younger person, that person is probably more likely to listen to Eddie George than you and I. Because we haven't gone through the same steps as he has.
And he has money, so it kind of say, oh, I can listen to you because I can see that you are successful.
Right, and I agree with you. And you have to surround yourself with people that are successful because a lot of those NBA players and NFL players, they're with people that they grew up with, right? That they let's say they came out of the hood or whatever you call it, the ghettos, the hoods, or
some of them
a
came
poor
from the
area.
suburbs.
The suburbs, yeah, but not really. A lot of those players don't come from the suburbs.
You seen that one movie, Blind Side?
I'm not sure what that movie is.
The movie was about...
Oh, yeah, with the guy who played for the Ravens.
He was,
yeah, and where was he from?
He was from the ghetto.
Okay,
but they
and
cleaned
then,
him up.
Right, but they got him in a position to be successful.
They did.
Right? So if you have people around you that are willing to tell you, no, you shouldn't buy that, that's not a good idea.
I will also say that if we're speaking on percentages, I would say probably about 95% of drug dealers is also they go broke or get in jail.
Get shot or
they get killed. Yep.
That's if
But
people
they do it for long enough anyway.
95%. I say 99.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say higher than that.
Yeah.
Because once they get the taste of that money and how easy the life is,
It's like once you get a taste of that, you don't want to go back. Why you want to go back?
What are you going to do? Work at Popeyes?
Nobody
Around the
want.
corner?
No, nobody want to do that.
No.
Like I'll be saying to people they're like, I don't know how they selling drugs and doing. I'm like, well, once you get a taste of that fast, money comes so fast.
Right.
Ain't no going back.
And then the people that are making that money, and this is not something I'm real familiar with because I never grew up in it. I'm not around it. But I can't imagine if I was a younger person, I was 19 years old, and I was humping my ass to McDonald's every day making $10 an hour, and then I see you coming home, and you're sitting in the kitchen counting your $100 bills that you made that day. I'd be like, what the hell am I working at that place for, right? It makes sense.
You over there pissed like, hey, you got to put me on.
Right,
Well,
yeah. I'd be like, why? I'm over here making $80 a day, and you're making $1,000 a day.
And doing what you want.
Right,
Doing
whenever
what
you want.
Whenever you want.
So I can't say that I would do it, but I understand it.
So let me bring this point. So what if someone is in debt? So let's say someone has student loans, someone has a car payment, they have other miscellaneous debt. How would you coach them to get out of it?
I would say first and foremost, you need to get educated. And what I mean by that is the only book that I would recommend that you need to read is Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover, because it gives you the ways to be successful. And without going too much into the book, if you don't have a written budget, you're never going to be successful with money. Right? Would you guys agree with me on that?
Yeah, I would agree.
Because if you continuously have debt, you're never going to have money in life, because you're always going to be borrowing money to buy a car. So I would say, back to the question, I would say you need to go to the library. You can get it for free there. And he even talks about it on the show. So it's Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover. I would recommend that first and foremost over any book I've ever read. It's easy to understand. It talks about how to get out of debt, what you should save for retirement, but it gives you the steps to be successful. You guys both read the book.
Yeah, it's like I read it in like 2 days, I think.
Yeah.
Once you get into it, it's just a quick read.
Once you're into it, you're hooked. And on that, I also do. We've been following his plan for 10 years, and we still do the envelope system. I don't buy things that I can't afford.
So for the people that don't know, explain to them what the envelope system is.
Okay, so let's go back. I'll take a step back. When my wife and I got together in 2007, her and her two boys had $121,000 of debt. And what I mean by debt was anything that she owed money to. She had car payments. Student loans was a big thing. She was real big into education, and she didn't know any other way because she wasn't taught how to save money to go to college, right? And she was a single mom with two boys, so she had two kids that had student loans herself. She didn't have any credit cards, but it was like car payments, medical bills of $121,000.
A lot of money.
A lot of money. And I said, if you look at it in a big picture, that's a lot of money. It's overwhelming. So we broke it down to even smaller steps. We said we listed the smallest debt to the largest debt, okay? And she might say, well, I owed the bookstore $320. That was the smallest debt. If you look at it from the smallest to the largest, if you can break it down and go, this is the smallest debt, let's knock this one out first. Would you guys agree that you have smallest debt? Once you start that, it's a snowball effect. You can get rid of the smallest debt, then go to the next smallest debt, all the way to the biggest debt. So you have to have a written budget. If you don't know how much money you have coming in, you can't pay that extra money to pay off your debt.
And I also did the snowball method and paying off my debt. And my first few debts was like the people I owe money to. So like
right.
$30 here, $50 there, $80 there. People that I owe money to that I haven't had a chance to pay them because I didn't have it. And once I did that, like you said, the ball started rolling, and you just start getting the bigger ones off, and now I can say I'm debt free.
And you can say, not just paying off the debt and crossing it off the page, but the feeling of I don't owe that person money, right? I think that's overwhelming feeling.
That's the best feeling in the world.
Oh, of course.
Not on nobody?
Nobody.
Like,
I'm 47 years old. We don't owe anybody anything.
You don't got to worry about nobody coming taking your stuff.
Nothing.
You worry about missing a payment.
No. And
Nothing.
There's a lot of things. Like when we talk about money, there's so many avenues, and it's such a broad picture because there's so many things I would like to discuss, but man, we don't have enough time for that. That's like a month-long show. So to break it down to the simplest things, I would highly recommend that you get Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover. And a lot of times, if you're involved with your church, they have that program at your church.
Yeah, I've been looking at it. I still got to go through that. You went through it?
No, I actually taught some classes on it.
For real?
Financial Peace University. It's not rocket science. If it was hard, I wouldn't be doing it. That's for sure. So.
Okay. So let's say someone is out of debt. Let's say they listen to you. They want to go get the book, and they follow some of the steps to get out of debt. So let's say they're out of debt. So what next? Like I had a few people ask me to ask you like about like 401k and what to invest in, what not to invest in, and like also like stocks and bonds. Should I get in them? Should I not get in them? General questions like that.
So that's a vague question. So until you have all your debt paid off, and you should have 3 to 6 months of emergency money. So you have to figure, it all goes back to your budget. If you don't know how much money you need monthly to pay your bills and to survive, you can't move forward. First and foremost, the budget. The second thing is you need to have 6 months of emergency money saved. So let's say you come home tomorrow and you break your leg walking down the steps. How many people would freak out?
I'd be pissed.
Most people would be mad.
I'd be pissed.
If me, I would say, oh, I'm going to sit on the couch for a couple of months and my leg's going to heal, and then I'll get back to work. It won't even slow my situation down because I prepared for accidents to happen. So what are stocks? What are bonds? What are 401ks? Those are retirement investments. I think more importantly, you need to get back to paying off your debt. Once your debt is paid off, you can have 6 months of emergency money saved. Then what's your next step? Because what's next for you might not be the next for me. You might go, well, I want to buy a house. That's the avenue I think you're in now. You want to get into investment properties.
Yes, I do.
So where do you go from here?
Banks.
Why do you go to the banks?
To rob them.
I'm with you.
Well, I think I'm not big into banks. I don't like borrowing money. But if you're going to borrow money, it has to be in certain terms. So the whole credit score thing, I'm sure you guys are a little bit aware of this. I have no idea what my credit score is, and I have no...
You haven't checked it?
Why would I have to have it?
Well, might be curious.
What?
It should be 0.
I don't think you can get 0.
That's what Dave Ramsey said.
Well, I think the lowest they give is 350. And when I hear people talk about, oh, my credit score is 800, the only thing I don't say to them, I don't say it out loud, but I think to myself, they don't really know what money, they have no idea what money is.
Like I'll be talking to my uncle and stuff. He's like, y'all got a high credit score. I'd be like, well, you sure do borrow a lot of money,
right?
Don't you?
Credit score
and
means
you pay them back.
Right. Credit
a lot of interest.
A credit score. Let me break it down. Do you know how the credit score is figured out? It's the FICO score. It's 100. They break it down to say, in a scale of percentages 0 to 100. So 35% of that is your debt payment history. 30% is debt levels. 15% is length of debt. 10% is new debt. 10% is type of debt. To me, that just means you're failing with money. Right? The higher your FICO score just means you're just the bank's allowing you to borrow more money. And what do you need? What do you need to borrow the money for?
For stuff you want right now.
Right. The microwave generation, they want it right now. Rest in peace. Keith Jones would say that all the time. He's like, these kids don't even know what to slow down, put the food in the oven, let it cook for a minute.
Yeah, Keith Jones was a great man, and that's what he said. But I also think that, like Sir said earlier, older generations passed on these bad ways to save money down to their kids. Like, I love my mom and my dad, but they never taught me, how to be successful financially. They never told me not to borrow money. And a lot of people out there think they need credit. So, and you tell them they don't need credit. So.
You don't need credit. So let's talk about this. So what do we need credit for? And they say, well, you need credit to buy a car. Not if you save it up and pay cash, right? You don't need credit score for that.
They don't want to save it up.
Right, they don't. They want it now.
They got stuff to do. They got to go out.
I'll give you an example. I can go out and buy basically any car I want within means. I'm not going to go out and spend $100,000 on a Ferrari or whatever it be. But if I want to go out and buy a brand new Lexus, I can afford it. But I choose not to. I'm driving a 8-year-old car with 100-some thousand miles on it because I don't want. That's not important to me.
Yeah.
And what's important to me is maybe not the same importance to you. I know Ray is wanting to buy a house, wanting to buy an investment property. So if we come back to that, you should have 6 months of emergency money saved, right? If you have to have 20% down for down payment for a house, because otherwise you get into the PMI, the property, insurance, mortgage. The bank wants you to have 20% down. Otherwise, they're going to make more money off you because they have to have insurance on that property, right?
Yep, just in case you don't pay it.
And do you know how much money you should spend on a property? Like, how do you know? Let's say I'm going to buy a house that's $100,000.
It's like a calculator. I put my stuff into a calculator.
Sure, and to be safe, I always tell people, and it's just not my opinion, Dave Ramsey says this, that let's say you take home, and this isn't going to be, I'm making this easy for numbers, but if you take home $1,000 a month, take home, not what you gross, but what you actually bring home. The expenses for your home should not be more than 25% of your take-home pay.
Yeah.
So that's going to limit a lot. People see these big homes and they say, well, I can afford that payment. Well, you can't look at it as a payment. How much is the property going to cost you overall?
Well, that's what everybody look at when they like they say like somebody get a raise. Now they be like, oh, I can afford that. I can afford this car payment. I can afford $300 a month. They don't look at the overall. Like I'm like, you just paid for that car 2 times over.
We'll touch on this. We'll touch on the home first, and then I'll take a step back to the car, and I'll give you some information on cars. A lot of people might go, oh my God, thanks for telling us this because I never would have known this unless someone gave this information. We talk about, Ray, you just said like your parents didn't really maybe give you information on how to save for retirement and stuff. And I would say you have to have good mentors around you, right? So I think you guys are putting yourself in a position, and first of all, I applaud you guys for doing what you're doing because this is a great opportunity for you guys to learn. You're doing something you guys dreamed about doing, right? Running a podcast, moving forward. And there's people that talk about, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then there's people that actually do it. And those are you two right there.
When I first started this podcast, I was thinking like, how many women can I have sex without the podcast? That was my first initial thought. And then, so far I'm failing. So
you're failing miserably, by the way.
I won't think about that at all.
No,
I was just doing this for fun.
Well, it can, and
me too. But it's funny to say that because my friend did say he came up to me, said, "He saw your podcast. Going to say it's going well. You know, a lot of people listening." He said, "Yeah, your podcast ain't good until you get some ass off of it."
Off my podcast? Oh, we don't know about that.
If that's the case, then hey, we got to make this the best thing ever.
So let me take one quick step back on the home. So you have to have 20% down payment. You have to have cash for the closing. So you have to have, there's going to be expenses that people don't realize. The closing expenses.
I'm going to say with the closing, can't we just like finagle somebody and pay it for us?
You can say, let's say you're buying it from the.
But I don't want to put it on top of my. I don't want to put it on top of my loan.
Right. You don't want to do that.
I want them to pay it.
Right. You can have them pay
we
the
go
closing
50-50.
cost.
I want to go 50-50.
You can work. That's the thing. When you're buying a house, you can negotiate it.
And there's also programs that you can also go out for, especially for first-time home buyers, and they will actually pay some of, if not all of, the closing.
You should also, if you're going to go out and buy a home, you should have a realtor that has knowledge about the market you're looking for. I thought I knew quite a bit. Actually, I just sold my house, my personal residence, about a month ago. And I was going to try to sell it on my own. And after doing the research, I was smart enough to realize I'm not that smart with this. I need to hire a professional. Really. And it really came down to that. I'm like, because what I was going to list my house for was not even close to what the market value was. The realtor told me, hey, you need to do this.
So yeah, bring it down?
No, I had to bring it up.
Bring it up? Oh, you about to get somebody a deal.
Right. And he's like, no, your house needs to be about 15% higher than you were going to sell it for. And he was right on, dead on the market. So you have to hire. If you don't know, hire a professional. That's what they're getting paid for.
How did you find this realtor? Like, was he already like there for you, or you just found them?
Well, I've bought and sold properties for 20 years, right? So when I looked for a realtor, I found someone that was a full-time realtor, not someone that's part-time, because then part-time realtors sometimes tend to, not all of them, but some of them go, well, if I don't make the sale, I still make money at work, right? I want someone that is relying on their income working for me, right? So I don't want someone that's going in half-assed. I want someone that's going to go, they have to be successful or they don't eat, right? They don't pay their bills. This is the only way they can be successful. So I hired a full-time realtor, and it was based on reviews on realtors. So I went with Jen Voorhees and Matt Fitzenberger with Keller Williams over in Northern Kentucky did a great job for me.
You didn't give a black person a chance, huh?
I don't know many. Is that fair to say? I know 2 that are sitting in the living room. Counting all that, I probably know 10 black people.
See, so you can make a top 5 list. So I guess I'm gonna make it to the top 5 now.
Dang. Still ain't making top 5 out of 10?
Out of 10?
Woo!
That's pretty good, though.
That's pretty bad.
So what other topics you want to talk about money?
But I did want to say this. For the people out there like Tom realized that he did not know that much about something. He needed somebody's help.
I didn't know. And a lot of that, I didn't know about money. And I didn't really understand. I was lucky because I had mentors that kind of gave me direction, right, when I was your age. And then when I was your age, man, I thought, man, I know what I'm doing. I got this down. I know what life's about. And then I hit like 30 and I was like, man, I wasn't really that smart.
Yeah, made a lot of mistakes along the way.
And now I'm like, when I hit 40, things that I thought were important weren't that important anymore. And now that I'm almost 50, I look back at 40 and go, I wasn't very smart. And things that mattered to me then, the only thing I wanted to do when I was in my 30s was be a millionaire, right? I wanted to have money. I wanted to be able to do whatever I wanted. And now that I have reached a financial success that I wanted to be at, it's not that important to me anymore. And spending time with family and friends is more important than money. And I think at your age, you might not understand it, but like when I get older, I'm sure my values are going to even change more. It's crazy the journey you go along in life.
Well, that's all I want to do now is just hang around friends and family.
Right.
And do whatever I want when I want.
And that's successful.
I don't think my values going to change much as I get older.
Well, and 2, you break it down. What is successful to some is not the same to others, right?
Yeah.
So what is you just talked about it. You want to hang out with your family and friends and be able to do what you want when you want.
Some people just going out to eat, going to McDonald's every week.
But that's
success for them. They happy.
But that might be they may have overcome a lot to even get to that point in their life.
What a double cheeseburger.
Double cheeseburger. You guys crack me up.
But that's the thing, though. Like, because I know, and I understand that, wealth is different for everybody else. And the biggest thing I want is probably the same, like Sarah said, the same thing. I want to be able to do what I want when I want. But on top of that, I know I'm going to need a lot of money because I want to do things that are not cheap.
Like, what is something you want to do that's not cheap?
Like, perfect example. I want to be able to go to Minnesota at a drop of a hat and go watch a game. It could be Saturday. I want to say I want to watch the game tomorrow and be able to go and travel and watch the game in Minnesota or whatever state they might be in.
Right. That is not the. When I was your age, I was the same way. I wanted to be able to jump on a plane and fly to Detroit and watch the Lions whenever I wanted. And now when I get older, that's not that important to me.
You've probably been to a lot of Lions games,
right?
Too.
I have, but I could still drop whatever I want and get on a plane and go, right? But that's not that important to me anymore. If I said to you, I think you guys know that I'm hoping within the next year, I say, my wife and I just go travel. And I want to spend some time back in Iowa with my mom and dad and my family. So, like I said, when I was your age, that was important to me. When I get older, that is not that important to me anymore. Does that make sense? So things that you think that you want to do now, when you actually do acquire some wealth and you get older, they're not that important to you anymore.
I don't want to do that at all. Jump on a plane, go nowhere.
No.
I want to stay here and play basketball every day.
And that's being rich to you. That's wealthy.
But you suck. I don't understand. Like, why would you want to do something when you constantly are bad at it?
I need more time. That's why if I had the money, I had more time to put into it, and I'd be great.
And it's something you enjoy.
And I enjoy it.
Right.
Even though you think I suck.
I don't think you
Which
suck.
I don't.
Tom is being nice. He never seen Sir play. Sir's terrible. I've seen him play, and after the game, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, I come watch some of his games, and I be wondering why his team losing.
We got 4 national championships. I don't know what team he went to come see.
4 national championships.
4 national.
You guys are funny.
God damn it.
What are some other topics we're talking about today?
Okay, well, yeah, you pretty much answered all the financial questions. If anybody did have any more questions, they can always, like I said,
they can reach out to me. Ray will be able to give you my information to reach out to me with questions. I'll be more than happy to help anybody. You just got to have mentors in life, people that can show you how to be successful with money.
Well, speaking about mentors in life, maybe if that guy from Cleveland would have had a mentor in his life, he wouldn't have went over the deep end. Because when I first seen this whole I seen the video, And I watched a lot of disturbing videos. I'm not gonna lie. I watched some beheadings. I watched some stabbings. I watched some murders. I watched a lot of stuff. But when I was watching this video, I couldn't even get to the part where the gunshot was gone because he made it so personal. He made it so. Usually when you see these kind of crazy videos, it's like, it's an instant. They do it. They move on. Boom. He made it so personal that I couldn't even. He came up to the old man, started talking to him. And then all this stuff was over a girl and your life falling apart. That's pretty much why he did the stuff he did. Was over a woman.
How many people did he kill? How many confirmed people have we seen?
Only one has been confirmed.
Right,
that I know of.
One confirmed, right?
But he said he did like 12 other murders.
But no one else is coming forward. No one's other family is saying, "Hey, this person shot my aunt, my uncle, my brother." Where are these people at? This guy's, I think, making up a number to make himself famous.
And he could be. And, well, he's definitely famous. But the video itself
we think he's famous now. In a month from now, we won't even know who it is.
Well, of course not. But this is my thing. I don't see. And he thought, like he said, well, I called my mom and I told her I was going to commit suicide. She didn't care. And I'm thinking, nobody owe you nothing. The world don't owe you nothing. Nobody owe you anything. No one has to be there for you. They choose to because they either care about you and they choose not to because they don't care about you.
Well, his mom maybe wasn't there for him because how did he treat his mom beforehand, right? If he treated his mom with the respect that she probably deserved, and I'm just saying I don't know this situation, but she would have been there for him, right? And how do we know that he actually talked to his mom?
Yeah, we don't know. And coming like he was a black man, coming from a black household. If I tell my mom about to commit suicide, she probably say, "Shut the fuck up and go to your room."
And it's crazy. Like
she don't say, "Shut the fuck up, boy. Go to your room."
Those are things that we never even discussed when I was growing up
at all.
Right? Because I think the social media just glamorizes this, right? So when I was a kid, if something happened in Cincinnati, I never would have known about it. I didn't even know it even happened. That was only 25 years ago.
I always say the internet is the worst thing that ever happened.
It can be. It allows people to see things around the country that I don't really care about.
It's horrible. You see, you got people putting up auditions tapes for ISIS, shooting an old man in the face. Like, what are you doing? Without the internet, that would never happen.
Right, and we're actually too. If we weren't on the internet, we wouldn't be on this right now, right?
That's true. That's why I say the internet is a gift and a curse. So look, Tom already spent that knowledge.
If we didn't have the internet, we wouldn't have a podcast. We just have to drive down to the radio station, and you'll tune in to 100.1 Wiz, and we'll be on that.
I'm not even sure what that is. That's not even on my radio station. I got like 105.9. It's some goat roping music.
It's an urban station.
I definitely don't know what that is.
You need to listen. You need to be down. Get you some Tupac, some Biggie in your life. First, you got to start off with them before you can even start getting back to.
Aren't they dead?
Yes, you got to start off with the greats first, though.
They're the greatest.
Yeah, of course.
Where's Eminem in that?
Third, fourth on my list. Some black people might not even put him on there, but
if I listen to him, would that be good enough?
Nah, because he's not the epitome of hip hop. Eminem, he's in his own lane. He's in the Eminem lane.
Well, I agree with you.
And that lane is bad because no other white person can ever come in that lane because it's like he's the best and nobody can ever compare. He really messed it up for white
The other
rappers.
people probably won't even get a chance.
They don't. He should. If he would have just been mediocre, or he couldn't be mediocre because it's like he got to be better than the competition. It's like when black people get in white fields. We got to be better than the competition. So when they get in our field, they got to be better. So he was. And that's why he as great as he is today. And I love Eminem. And I know there's gonna be a lot of black people out there say, "Oh, he suck," his lyrical content, not all that, whatever. But he is a great rapper, and it is what it is. But you need to start listening to Biggie and Tupac, not Eminem.
I think I'll skip on Tupac, but I'll go to Biggie.
You can listen to B.O.B. too.
I don't even know what that is. Is that a BLT? Do you say BLT?
Barbecue sauce is what he meant to say.
Sauce.
That dude sucks. Don't listen to him at all. Yeah, but Biggie's a good choice.
Is he from Cincinnati, the BLT?
No, he sucks.
You know what I'm saying? BLT, though.
Who is it?
He's a rapper that plays the guitar.
Rapper that plays guitar. I think I'm gonna skip on this one.
I see you know more about rapping than Sir dude. Already. You catch on quick. But yeah, so how do you feel about the whole situation with the guy from Cleveland?
I think we're glamorizing it. I think if it wasn't on TV and on the internet, like Sir said, or especially the internet, if it wasn't on there, I think would keep people from stop doing these kind of things? Because I don't know his situation. I haven't walked a mile in his shoes, and I'm just giving you an opinion without knowing this person. It's not fair for me to judge him because I haven't walked a mile in his shoes, right? But by talking about this, it's giving people an opportunity that maybe are never going to be famous. He's getting his 15 minutes of fame, right?
Yeah.
So why are we talking about it? Is this important in today's society?
Because I guess he shot an old man in the face. So we got to talk about it.
Right. Well, he shot and killed someone that did.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well,
one alleged victim. We don't have no idea who the other 13 victims he claimed he killed.
Allegedly. I think it's still fake. You know me.
He always spins crazy stories on his different theories on what really happened.
That's my thing. Like, why would you think I've been seeing people say it's fake. What for? What purpose does it serve for this to be fake?
And how does he get caught by a McDonald's drive-through guy?
It's like they like it's just this is like the trailer to the movie about to come out. It's like the Blair Witch Project. Like the first came, shot an old man, and the trailer coming out. So the movie coming soon. Like this fake, and we don't know if he got caught by McDonald's, man.
Well, they had a manhunt in numerous states, and the person from McDonald's caught him.
And he drove from Cleveland to Pennsylvania
in the same car
on all back roads. Like he couldn't be on the highway.
He didn't have a phone?
I don't know.
How did they not ping his phone?
This stuff fake. It's fake.
I don't think it's fake.
I don't think it's fake. It's a man dead and a family out there grieving, and you tell them how fake it is.
Is it?
I'm going to let you know right now. This is alternative facts that they best will say right now. I think the fact of the matter is a man out there that's passed away and his family is grieving today because of it.
Send me an obituary, and I want to attend the service personally.
You're going to drive to Pittsburgh?
No, it was in Cleveland.
Oh, the guy that got shot was in Cleveland.
I don't care about Stevie Wonder, dude.
Stevie Steve, is that his name? Is that
they got two names. It's like on Bad Santa. What's the dude name on Bad Santa? Stormin' Norman. Norman.
Bad Santa? Is that what he said?
Yeah, one of my favorite Christmas movies. Never seen Bad Santa with Billy Bob Thornton?
I saw the first one.
That's the one we're talking about.
Oh,
the little boy's name was Stormin' Norman or whatever.
You got two names?
If you got two dumb names like that, you bound to do something stupid. And he say he was gay, so.
What does that matter? Where did that come from? Left field?
Nah,
Let's just throw that out there.
I guess it came from the back. I don't know where it came from. I don't know.
So we're saying because he's gay, he did this? Is that what you're trying to say?
That is what Sir might be trying to say.
The reports say.
Allegedly
Allegedly.
he was gay?
He was taking it up the boot.
Oh, well. I don't know how that would matter. If you're gay, I don't think he just killed somebody.
He says it said the woman caught him in the bed with a man, and that's why she broke up with him.
I'm sure that's probably
you don't want that around your kids.
So you went on a killing. I don't know how true this is, by the way. I don't know for a fact whether he got caught with another man, and that's one of the reason why she dumped him. But the fact that she dumped him was one of the reasons that pushed him over the edge to go kill people.
And like every news story that been coming out, a man had been getting fucked. Like dude that got took off the plane, he was fucking people for pills, or he was giving out pills and fucking his patients.
You're talking about the guy from Kentucky?
The United, yeah.
There's a doctor, alleged doctor.
Yeah.
He had his license taken away.
Yeah, for having sex with men, or men having sex with him. Now this begs the question: how good is man butt to throw away everything? Like dude going on killing sprees with butts in McDonald's. Like how good is his man butt?
I would never know. I
Me
can say
neither.
that much. I don't judge. But
I don't
I'm
judge.
cool.
To each their own.
I'm saying don't try it, y'all. Y'all gonna go off the deep end because you just going killing sprees and get kicked off planes.
That's Sir, by the way. That's not me talking.
I confirm with Tom. That is all, Sir. He is shaming the homosexuals out there in the world.
I'm not shaming. I'm just saying if y'all ready to get kicked off planes, y'all chose this life.
Anywho, so
Moving forward.
Yeah, I don't want to get kicked off these podcasts because Sir over here slandering homosexuality.
Only way you gonna get kicked off this podcast if you taking man butt.
So speaking of, it's so much death. I don't like to keep talking about that, but so much of it has happened in the last week. Like speaking of the Boston Celtics, my team, Isaiah Thomas' sister passed
That's
away.
a tough situation.
It's real tough. And seeing that I've experienced a sister passing, I completely can understand how he felt. And it's like, Tom, I'm actually, would you play the game?
So on that
Would
note,
you play
I
the
think
playoff
that,
game?
along with you, Ray, when I was younger, I had a sister that died. So I can understand how he's feeling because we've gone through it, right?
Yeah.
But I think at the age he's at, I think the basketball court is his sanctuary, right? So when he gets on the court, it allows his mind not to think about the tragedy that happened with his sister. He gets to focus on basketball.
I agree 100%.
Even if it's only for a short time, it allows his brain to relax and not be in sorrow. So I agree with him playing. I totally agree with him playing.
I thought he should too. Some people were saying he wasn't, but I'm like, for one, he ain't out there just for himself either.
Right.
He out there for his team.
Right.
But his team wasn't there for him.
They've kind of not played well the last two games. That's for sure.
Like if I come back, if I come and decide to play after my sister's death, and y'all don't win a game for me,
hey, the series is not over.
You just got to win that game. Forget the series. We got to win the next game.
Right. Every game counts.
We got to. We got to win the next game. This is for you. This is for me. Let's do this. The team fails him, and I will lead the team.
You sound like a fool. If he left this team, he gonna get paid, and he gonna never make it to the playoffs ever again. You better stay where he is.
He still make the playoffs every year with 500 record.
Hey,
come over to the West. They're not going anywhere.
I don't see why not. Y'all got people that made it over with a 500 record, if I'm not mistaken.
Who was?
Yeah, I think somebody was under. Who was the last team?
Golden State's playing who?
They're playing
Portland.
I want to say Portland. They're either at 500 or they got a losing record.
You can't tell me that the West is not the best.
The West is not as good. The East is. Can I say it? The East is slowly but surely catching up.
Not at all.
I think there's only two teams. Well, I don't think the Warriors are that. I'm sorry. I don't think Washington's that bad. I think they got a solid club.
I think the only two teams that I can see coming out is Washington and Cavaliers. Everybody else just suck.
I watched Cleveland the other night. They're pretty strong.
I got a dark horse with the Bucks. The Bucks be playing some good basketball. Raptors suck.
I think my dark horse is the Jazz. I think people are going to sleep on them. I think they're not a bad team.
They not bad, but after I just see Live City just have their way with them. Like,
hey, they got what they wanted. They got one win up there. They're coming back home.
But Rudy Gobert is hurt too, so don't factor in their defensive presence is not there.
So back to Isaiah Thomas. You think he should have played, sir?
I said yeah, but I didn't think he was. I didn't think he was gonna play.
I'm glad he played.
I was like, that's a heavy hit. Like a day before a playoff game, I was like, yeah, he ain't playing.
I mean, you can go back to I don't remember how many years ago it was, but when Brett Favre's dad died,
he played the next day.
That night on Monday Night Football, he threw 4 touchdowns in the first half.
I remember that, but his day didn't die like that.
It was the day, either that morning or the day before.
Like the week.
No, it wasn't. It was the night before.
Oh.
And his dad, I remember he threw, but then like you talk about his teammates stepped up for him. His teammates went off in the first half.
And like I said, you got to win the game.
Right. Make it
ball. Memorable.
It was against the Raiders, wasn't it? Monday Night Football. You probably weren't even born yet, were you?
I ain't that young. I actually watched that game because I remember he was crying. Well, Michael Jordan, didn't his dad die? And he also played the next game or that same week or something?
No, his dad got murdered.
I'm saying, but okay.
His dad got murdered on this is just a hypothetical theory. I'm going to say, I think his dad was killed because of some kind of gambling debt. His dad got shot in a car on the side of the road in the back of the head at a rest stop.
Alternative facts at their best right here. So I'm not the only one.
You get what I'm saying? I mean, and why there's so much hush-hush. Why did Michael Jordan retire from basketball for 2 years? And all of a sudden, I'm going to go play baseball. He sucked at baseball.
So the higher powers in baseball killed Michael Jordan's daddy. And
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it had something to do with his gambling debts. I think, because it's not my opinion, it's a fact that he has gambled on, owed people $1 million from out playing golf games.
You know, got it though. Like what gambling debt do you have that you can't? Michael Jordan can't pay out.
I get that, but maybe he just said I'm not paying you.
And he's like, hey, I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, I'll show you. You don't pay me, I'm gonna pop your dad. And that's gonna hurt him worse than any amount of money.
Well, you're not getting paid still.
I agree with you there.
Oh, you definitely getting paid because you don't know who next. If he popping your dad, he popping everybody you know. Like, I'm going to tell you, like, yeah, I'm popping your dad. I'm going to shoot him. And you say, oh, I ain't paying you. If you ever get somebody you love, I'm going to kill him.
Yeah.
That's how I get paid.
Yeah.
So don't ever fall in love. Don't ever meet a nice girl because I will come back and take her ass out if I don't get my money.
So back to Isaiah, I'm glad he played. I thought it had to give his brain a chance to relax.
I'm not happy that he played. I think he should have, like, knowing they lost, he could just took that game off.
Yeah, but how would that have benefited him?
It wouldn't, but he'd be around family instead of being around losers.
Oh, wow, that's pretty harsh.
He is around family. His team is his family.
They're not showing it by the way
Family
they're playing.
step up.
Westbrook don't got a family. He out there by himself.
Oh, here we go. We're dropping the Westbrook.
See,
right
look,
now.
see, you can't talk about triple-double Westbrook. No way. If Westbrook had a sibling that died, he could damn near, he going for 100. He had 100 points, 50 assists, 35 rebounds, 0 turnovers.
Yeah, that's 25 turnover. He did have a sibling that died though, and they went to heaven. His name is Kevin Durant.
Oh, that's
He died in a lot of people's hearts.
Kevin Durant, Golden
Yep.
State Warrior.
Sick. He a sick man. Like, how can you do that? It's like you just been drinking Pepsi your whole life, and you just go to Coke. How you
Yeah,
just
but
go-
now, do you hate
like,
Kevin Durant?
I don't like him.
But if he comes back
hate-
like how
hate-
LeBron
yeah,
James
I
did,
embrace
you're
him.
welcome back. Oh well, I always loved you.
I welcome him back, but you got it's a time limit on it. You got
2 years
You
when
got
it's
to come
2
back
years
after this
contract?
year because he got the opt out this year.
Oh, he's not coming back.
So if he don't come back at this year or go somewhere else,
he
I'm not
looked
gonna
good in
like
the
him.
Spurs jersey, by the way.
Yeah, I would welcome that. I wouldn't mind.
No, going to the Spurs is equally as bad as going to the Warriors.
He wouldn't go to the Spurs
No,
because he
you know
has to
why
be a
he
role
can go.
player.
You know why he can go to the Spurs?
No, and because they all do. They all have a role, and they all stay inside that role.
You know why he can go to the Spurs? Because the Spurs didn't beat us. Golden State beat us, and he point shaved and
Hey,
went
I got
to
a
the
question
team.
for you. How many championships have you guys got?
Well, how long we been an organization?
Oh, back to Seattle SuperSonics?
No, we don't care about that.
Oh, okay,
We're
that
talking
don't
about the
count.
Thunder. The Thunder.
Well, speaking of sports deaths, Aaron Hernandez also passed away today.
Are you sure he's dead? I haven't seen a body.
Well, it's hanging on. It's hanging somewhere.
I don't think he's hanging nowhere. They faked his death, and now he in the Triple X, like secret agent something. He found Tom Brady's jersey, by the way.
Are you saying that because he part Mexican, or is it like what?
You sure he's
what is-
Mexican?
He look like he is.
He's Latino. That's not the same.
It's the same thing.
You ask a Puerto Rican that.
Why would I talk to a Puerto Rican?
I'm not going there. I'm not even touching that.
Tacos, perhaps. Do they make tacos?
No, that's more of a Mexican dish.
So what do they make then at this point?
Latinos, that's like
Salsa dancing.
There you go.
So they make salsa.
I got nothing but love for Puerto Ricans, by the way.
Me as well. I want.
A chimichanga. Bring no chimichangas here. Like, we need that. That's what's good about America.
Is Aaron Hernandez dead? Have we confirmed it?
Is anybody dead? Stevie dead.
Stevie is probably dead.
No, he ain't. He probably got enlisted in the same secret agents.
That is not his name. Y'all talking about the Cleveland dude? That's not his name.
So what is his name? Stevenson?
No, I don't even know what his name is.
I don't know what. I don't.
Actually, you know what? Let
I
me
don't tend to get
put it on the
people-
record. I don't care what his name
Yeah,
is.
that's why I don't give people the time of day when they going out killing old black man. Now, if he went out and killed an old white man,
I might have to change my view.
I'm just
I might have to step back and think about this a little more.
I'm just joking. I'll be mad either way.
That's a great question. Would it be this big?
Oh, it'd be all over the place.
It'd be bigger
It would be bigger.
It would be bigger?
Of course.
Yeah, it'd be bigger.
because then people are gonna say it was racially charged, even if it wasn't.
They
No, it would be the opposite way around. If the black guy got killed by the white guy, it would be racially motivated.
Because it usually is.
Right. I'm not disagreeing with
And
you.
y'all stole the old man's organs.
He's like, what was he, 78 years old? What organs are they going to take from him?
His penis.
Black penis is in. We need it. Bring them in. But seriously though, like I think Aaron Hernandez. It makes sense why he killed himself. If he did kill himself, if y'all believe,
okay, let's
that he
say
actually killed
hypothetically,
himself,
let's just say for the sake of argument, he killed himself.
okay, if he killed himself, when you go from a 12 in life to a 0,
I understand why he would kill himself.
that dramatic drop off is bad. That's like, yeah, I don't want to live this life.
Here's the
I should
question
be
though:
so
why
rich.
did he just killed himself? This is go back to how Sir thinks. Why did he kill himself after he just got the charges reversed on the double murder? Why didn't he kill himself 2 weeks ago when he was on trial?
Because he could have been getting raped in jail. He could have been getting.
I don't think he's.
He could have been getting extorted for money while he was in jail. It's a lot of reasons why you would kill yourself in jail.
No. I'm
If
saying
somebody treated
why
you
didn't
like
he
their
kill
whore-
himself 2 weeks ago?
I'm explaining why, because it could have been too much now. Somebody was treating him like they little whore in jail.
He's been in jail for a while.
14 months or something like that.
No, a little longer than that.
Like he adapted to the jail life, everything. Like he was part of gangs and all that.
Yeah.
So it could have been gang related.
Sure.
Yeah.
And do we really? The only thing I've read that made me believe that he probably did kill himself and it wasn't gang related was that the door was kind of barricaded, so there was no one else in the room. Did you guys read that?
You can put anything in an article. Was it barricaded?
Right. Well, I agree, but
You
I'm
gotta
just
say
going by what
allegedly
the information that I was given. I came up with the way I feel is that he had to have hung himself because no one else was in the room. Based on the information I was given, that's the facts I have.
I'm with you, but don't forget we live in a world of alternative facts. So, especially nowadays, your boy Trump said it
First
best.
of all, I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not
He
for
said
or
your boy.
against
He
Trump.
said your boy Trump.
I'm not for or against Trump.
He said your boy.
Here's what I hope. I hope he gets reelected. And let me tell you why. You know why I hope he gets reelected? That means he's done such a great job that everyone's happy with him, right?
No.
Well, if he gets reelected, I think here's the thing.
It'll be the Obama effect.
Well, let's take a step back.
It'll be people voted for him because he's white, just like they say people voted for Obama because he was black. So it will be the same thing. People will vote for Trump just because they want the same white guy in there that they had
I don't
voted
care.
for originally.
I think, and Sir says it best. I don't see color. I don't care if the guy's white. I don't care if he's black. It doesn't matter to me. That's irrelevant.
I agree.
But he says a lot of dumb stuff.
He does.
He says a lot of dumb
He
stuff.
kind of sounds like Sir a little bit. But they kind of sound
Minus the hair, he doesn't even look like
So you're
Sir.
saying I got a chance to become president?
No chance. Zero chance. I'm on record that zero chance for you to become president.
You just motivate me.
I hope I give you all the motivation you need.
I know. 'Cause when I become president, you better be in shape. 'Cause all fat people getting sent to an island.
I'll be safe then.
Like Ray, he going to an island, and you can't leave the island.
He's on Exile Island.
Yep, you can't leave the island until you get down to 0% body fat.
0% body fat. So what about all the nice women?
What was
that
the question about Trump? Where did this? You were talking about Trump, and you dropped it on my boy, and then the room went silent.
Your boy Trump. Well, it's only right that all white people voted for Trump. So whether you did or you didn't, you voted for him.
You asked me, did I vote for him?
No, I said whether you did or you didn't, you voted for him because you're white.
That's how society.
Of course.
I can see that.
Well, and the percentages also show that a lot of Caucasians voted for him.
But I think you guys know me well enough that I don't fall into that category. I don't go, just
nah. Listen, I wouldn't
because, like, let's say us three were walking outside. We were going to get something to eat at Popeyes, which I wouldn't go to. But let's say we were going to Popeyes, right? Most people wouldn't picture that us three would hang out together, right? Because that's not what is socially acceptable. How people view society. An older white guy, two younger black guys. They'd be like, "What are these three hanging out for?"
Oh, he must in some kind of Big Brother program. Well, ain't take him in a Popeyes on top of that? Yeah, now it just sound bad.
What was the question about Trump? Where were we going with this?
What I was saying about Trump, we were talking about what Aaron Hernandez.
And we got to Trump.
Oh, so we were talking about the news, and I was saying that Trump has put it out there that the news spreads a lot of fake news.
I agree with you there.
That's where the word alternative fact came from. What phrase came from because of the spreading of fake news. So when you were saying that the news said that they barricaded the door, I'm not saying that you're right or wrong because neither of us know. But the fact is, we don't know, so anything could be spread out to make it seem like he either committed suicide or he didn't. I think he did, but I can see the argument either way.
That's why I don't care for the media because you can spin it any way you want in order to make the viewers like your show. I think you guys agree on that. You can come up with stats. You can come up with anything you want based on your audience.
Yeah, you can do anything, especially now in today's world. You can put anything out there and they're going to eat it up.
Right.
Like, people
whether it's true or not.
Because people ain't going to do their research. Like I always say, nobody going to do research. You tell them and they're going to run with it.
Right.
I like to do my research.
I can definitely say about 85% of the people that listen to this podcast will be rich and successful one day.
Well, then we'll get back to the question, what is successful? And rich is not guaranteeing you being successful, by the way.
Well, success in their eyes. In the eyes of the person that's listening.
I'd rather be successful than rich. And they're two different things.
I need both. Money in the cars in the clothes, the hoes.
The hoes. You ain't successful unless you got mistresses. It's like, that's how you know.
If you think all the kings and the queens back in the day, they had mistresses. So that's the epitome of the success.
Not to me.
Look at Bill Cosby. He was successful before he got messed up.
Did you say Bill Cosby?
He's successful now. He got 58 of them. Like,
You talking about Bill Cosby?
yeah, he got 58.
Think about Tiger Woods. He also had mistresses. All these successful people, Michael Jordan, Kobe, Shaq, they all had.
Aren't they all divorced?
And remarried.
To the same person?
We don't know.
It's just a theory.
Magic Johnson, wife stayed with him.
How's Magic Johnson still alive, by the way?
He injected himself with at least $1 million.
Oh, at least.
Yeah, you got to inject money in you. Money is the cure for everything. Money cures all.
Money doesn't cure all, but it gives you a better chance to be successful.
No, it cures all. If you just filthy rich and you got anything wrong with you, you're gonna be healthy again. Like that Rockefeller dude.
How about Steve Jobs? He's dead.
He got assassinated by Walt Disney.
By Walt Disney. He got assassinated by cancer. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have your health, you have nothing.
Did he die from cancer? Do we know that for a fact?
Do we know a fact of anything? No. I'm just going by what's been given to me.
I know.
And I came up with the conclusion. I figured out that he died from cancer.
And that don't seem right. Like, motherfucker create the iPhone, the best phone ever, and he's just gonna die from cancer? No, impossible. He would have uploaded his body into an iPhone. Like, before he died, he didn't do none of this. He got assassinated. I seen the movies.
He still could have uploaded himself to an iPhone. We don't know.
If I ask my phone right now, where is Steve Jobs?
Dead.
It's gonna
say dead.
Yeah, exactly. Assassinated.
Dead from assassinated by cancer.
No, you can't get assassinated by cancer.
I don't know. I think you can because it's dangerous. Well,
anything else you want to touch on?
Last thing, how was your Easter? Did you do anything for Easter?
No, I was in the transition of moving, and things are in between the home and the apartment, and on my next phase of my life. So we didn't really do anything for Easter. How about you?
Black people, we do it up.
Oh no,
we get in our Sunday's best. We go buy some clothes.
Did you have white pants on?
No, I didn't get to get dressed up like I wanted to because I had to go to work. The white man had me down that day.
The white man.
You had me down that day.
My peeps.
Your peeps. But we're gonna get out of here. This is a great episode. Tom, I'm so glad you came. You are always welcome. Anytime you want to do it, you let me know, and we got you on that day.
Cool. Thanks for having me.
Sir, do you got anything else that you wanted to say?
Don't trust the internet.
Don't trust the internet. Do your research through the internet.
Well, everybody, we live in a world of alternative facts, and we're here just about some more. Thank y'all.
Facts.
Adios. For my Puerto Rican friends.